Hello everyone, Gavin here from Candy Crush. So we're in the process of building the Raspberry Pi Amazon Can Crusher automated gizmo, or call it whatever you like. So just to go through the parts, standard USB keyboard. This is a Sane Smart 8 relay unit, easily off Amazon. Got Raspberry Pi, SD card, power supply for the Raspberry Pi, which you will need, it's best to have one. Nano Wi-Fi USB, USB hub, GPIO pin cables. So all that probably, the Raspberry Pi is probably going to be the biggest problem at the moment because of supply. You're probably looking at about £40, give or take. But you could probably wiggle it down a bit cheap, but yeah, about £40. So I'm going to give that a guess. If I get it wrong, then obviously by all means let me know. So to control the Raspberry Pi, just go through the basics. You have an image that you put onto the SD card. When we refer to image with Linux, think of it as almost like a Windows operating system. So Windows 11, whatever version it is. Obviously, I don't use Windows. I'm very much a Linux person myself. So you've got an operating system on the card, and what we then do is we put a programming language which is called Python, which the code to the right hand side, that way, over there, look, over there, is pretty much all Python code. And essentially what we're doing is we're saying with the code, with the pins, we want you to open and close a particular relay in a certain duration of time. How are they doing that at the moment? We won't be needing the Wi-Fi. This is purely for connection testing purposes, because we can actually get this to trigger automatically, but for now it's just a show and tell. So if I go to the mouse here again, look at the code. What we'll go through here is we're kind of just saying we want you to set up the GPIO pins. Basically that enables all these pins here to be enabled, so we can tinker around with them. And as we go through here, it just kind of gives us an indication of that. We've got a loop that will go around, so keep on turning on and off, on and off. And what I've got here is be able to increase or decrease the duration of the relay. So when I put this on, we can actually increase it by 1/4 of a tenth of a second. Seems a bit mental, but bear with me, it has its functions for it. So that's telling us that we can use the plus and minus keys up here, on and off, using GPIO 17, which if you get the GPIO pin map, you'll find out which one it is. I can't guess which one it is, but it's somewhere buried within. Initially, when we fire it off, it'll do it for half a second, so half a second on, half a second off. This just clarifies the actual full setup of the GPIO mode and the pins and the output. And this then goes through the actual loop itself. So it's going through the loop. It's listening out for the keyboard input, so my plus and minus keys, as mentioned a minute ago, a second ago. And then it just basically says keep on doing it, so do nothing else apart from keep on having a look. And then when I kill it off using Control and C, it'll switch it all off. You don't want these relays being stuck on, excuse me, and it just clears it all up and it's nice and done. So what we'll do, as easy show and tell, is we'll do sudo python 3, and that's the environment that we're using. Again, I'll put a longer discussion on a link somewhere, whether it's a blog post or not, I don't know. And I've called it crushing .py, and off we go. So there we go. So we've got the relay going off and on and off once every half a second. And what we'll do here is if we do increase, you can't generally notice 1/4 of a tenth of a second, but if I keep on going up, you can now see, and hopefully hear, excuse me, hay fever's kicking in, so we'll get that up to doing it once a second, and so on. And what we can do with this is refine the timings to suit the ability of the Can Crusher to respond. And the reason why we want that is what we don't want to do is operate the Can Crusher to crush the can in a too quick a manner, because it won't crush enough and it won't fall through the gap. And we don't want to be trying to be doing too quickly, because what we might end up having is it tried to crush the can before the can's fallen away and the next one's fallen in. So in terms of the automation, we've got to use this as a refinement, but just to show on how quick we can ultimately go through this, so you can hear this getting quicker and quicker. Yeah, we won't go anything more than that. So that's that. So how quick was we going? Let's just bring that up. I'm just now intrigued. So you can see when I started getting anything less than that, it really did start having a hiss fit, and that's where it locked up. So that's as quick as we wanted to. There's no way that the can crusher will be able to respond in that. If I'm correct in thinking, the solenoid that I've got to operate this is very much only able to operate at a quarter of a second anyway. So we're well within the territory. So in and around this part here is where we're going to be playing around with if we want to really, really go quickly. So I hope you like that. If you have liked that, by all means, please like, share, subscribe, the usual kind of stuff that we do. It's a new channel for me. I have got others, but yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know how you go. Thank you very much.